at this. This is the problem. A coin of 40 diameter rolls over the horizontal surface without slipping. So that without slipping is important, because if it slips, you will not get the cycloidal curve. So the curve will not be smooth. The point on the circumference is on contact with the horizontal surface at the beginning of the rotation and after one complete rotation. So that means at the beginning of rotation and at the end of the rotation, that particular point is on contact with the horizontal surface. So that's what they are trying to say. Okay. So during that complete rotation, you are supposed to trace the point. Okay. And also you need to draw the normal and tangent at any point on the curve. So let's assume this is the coin. Okay. So first you need to make the generating circle. So this is the generating circle. Okay. So I drawn the generating circle for the diameter of 40 using HP pencil. Okay. So next thing is you need to draw an axis. So whenever you are drawing a circle in engineering graphics, you need to mention the axis. Okay. So that is important. You know how the axis will look like. It should be a chain line, something like this, long dash chain line. So this is how the axis will look like. Okay. Next thing is, in order to trace the points, so what we need to do is we need to divide the circle into some n convenient divisions. Okay. So already because of the axis, the circle is divided into 4 divisions. What you can do is you can divide the circle into n convenient division. So what I suggest is we can divide this into 8 divisions. Okay. So keeping this as the center, you can make a 45-degree line, and this way as well as this way. So if you do that, this will become a 8 division circle. So I divided this into 8 divisions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. What we are going to do is we need to decide the direction of the rotation, whether it is going to rotate in the clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. So that we need to decide. So if it rotates in clockwise, it will rotate this side. If it rotates in anti-clockwise, it will rotate this side. Okay. So whichever is convenient for you, we can do as it is. So but I am going to assume this as a clockwise direction. Okay. So my horizontal surface will be my horizontal surface will be somewhere here, and it is going to rotate over that surface. So now you need to make the horizontal surface. So the horizontal surface should be for the length of your circumference, because if it rotates for one complete rotation without slipping, the distance covered by this point. See, let's take this point, because in the question they mentioned that the point is on contact with the surface. So if I make a horizontal surface here, this is the point that is on contact. So this should make one complete rotation. So if it rotates one complete rotation without slipping, it will cover a distance of the circumference. Okay. So pi d is the formula for circumference. 22/7 into 40. We will get something like 125.4 mm. Okay. So that is what you will get. So the horizontal surface we need to draw for the length of 125.4 mm. So I am going to make the horizontal surface something like this. Let's dimension this. Okay, I am going to use any one of this line for dimensioning. Okay. If you are assuming it to be in the clockwise direction, then you need to number in the anti-clockwise direction, starting from this point. Okay, this is my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The reason is when it rotates, the first point will come into contact first, 2, 3, 4, and in the end the 8th point will come into contact. So that's why if you are assuming it to be in the clockwise direction, the numbering should be done in the anti-clockwise direction. Okay, so this is the next step. Okay, so after doing this, I divided the circle into 8 divisions. So the length of this line should also be divided into 8 divisions. Okay, so if it is easily dividable, you can directly divide, or dividing a line into n equal parts method, you can use that, or if it is convenient, you can directly do. Okay, I divided this into n divisions. So you need to name these divisions. So an A dash. Okay, so that's how you need to number it. Okay, so next thing is, what you need to do is, from all the points from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, from all the points you need to make the horizontal lines, all the points on the circle and all the points on the line. From there you need to make a vertical line. Okay, from this side let's make one horizontal line, something like this, till this point, and from here we just make a vertical. So let's make this box. In this you need to do that. Okay, as I told you before, from all the points make vertical lines. Okay, from all these points make a horizontal line. So during that you need to remember one thing. If you do exactly 45 degree, this 1 and 7 will collide. Okay, so if you draw a line from 7, it will pass through 1, something like this. If you do as per the scale, you will get something properly. Okay, so you will get something like this. Okay, and you need to mention one thing, I forgot to do that. So the center need to be mentioned. This is the center. Okay, so next what you need to do is, this vertical line will intersect somewhere with the center line, right? So there we need to mention C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7 and C8. Because what happens, during the rotation the center will keep on moving, but the horizontal line of the center will not change, because this distance is constant. So when this 1 collides with 1 dash, the center will move from C to C1, and when the 2 collides with 2 dash, C will move to C2. So likewise the center will keep on moving, and when it reaches 8 dash, the center will be at C8. Okay, so that is why we are mentioning the center. Okay, so the next step is, you need to take the radius. Okay, and keeping C1 as center, you need to make an arc on the horizontal line passing through point 1. C1 as center, and the radius of the generating circle, you need to make an arc on the line passing through 1. Similarly, C2 as center, you need to make an arc on the line passing through 2, the horizontal line passing through point 2. C3 as center, you need to make an arc on horizontal line passing through 3, something like this. And C4 as center, you need to make an arc on the line passing through 4. If you do that, you will get here, because this distance is also radius. Okay. And similarly you need to do in the other side as well. Okay. So you will get these points. Just name these points. Okay. So if I am going to take this point as capital P, this will be my P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7 and P8 or P. Okay. So you need to trace these points with a HB pencil smoothly. From 8, you go to like this. You go to C1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7 and P8. You go smoothly like this. Okay. And when it completes one rotation, it will reach point P. Okay. So I hope you are clear with this. So the next part of the question is to draw the tangent and normal. You can choose any point on the curve. Let's take this point. Okay. And let's name that as capital E. Okay. From that point, you need to make an arc on the center line. The radius of that arc is the radius of the generating circle. So that nothing but 20. Given 20 as the radius, from here you need to make an arc on this point, on the center line. Okay. The arc will be something like this. Okay. So from that particular point, you need to draw a vertical line, something like this. Okay, vertical line. And that vertical line will intersect somewhere on your baseline or guiding line. So from that baseline, you need to connect the point chosen by you, something like this. Okay, the point chosen by you. Okay, so that is your normal, and you need to draw perpendicular to that, so that will be your tangent. Okay, so the normal and tangent finally you need to draw with HB pencil for some distance. So something like this, and this will be your N, N dash, and T, T dash. So the calculations I mentioned here, so that need to be written because I have some space constraints, so I erase that, but that calculation should be there. Finally you need to write T, T dashes, tangent, and N, N dash is normal. So the data given in the question is the diameter of the circle, so that you mention here, and also you need to mention whether you are assume the generating circle is rotating in the clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. So you need to make an arc something like this, and you need to mention it like this. Okay, so this is how you need to draw the cycloid. Okay, thank you.